We have a lot of people asking the same version of the same question. So Sandra Lemke, have Try and Came dropped out of the Olympic race? What's the point situation? Adam Breinholt, are Try and Came out of the Olympics? N. Hoveman, are Came and Try still pursuing an Olympic bid? Leo Keegan, are Try and Came still trying for Paris? So
we are not. We're pulling out of the Olympic race. There you go.
Nice and succinct.
Yeah, I mean, we basically got far enough back in it, and it was a grind. We were fighting. It was, I don't know what it looked like from the outside, but it's been an uphill battle the whole time. Stress of it, that's all part of the package that all the teams are dealing with, but also health stuff and, not being able to put the package together on the court, and then the travel and, stuff we got going on in our personal lives mixed with all that. And it was, we got far enough back in the race to where we're still in it, but we'd have to go break through these qualities still, and then travel to every single event for the next 2 months and win at least 2 elites, which, we hadn't been performing to that level over the last year and a half. So we didn't want to grind out another 2 months. That's kind of like risking what seems like risking our health further, traveling, grinding, banging our head against the wall to not get the berth. So we got far enough back to where we're like, you know what, we're going to cut our losses here and move on with our lives and reevaluate. And it sucks, but that's what happens sometimes when you bite off a big challenge.
Yeah, and this is your third quad.
Mm-hmm.
Does this one feel any different than the previous two?
Yeah. They just get more painful.
Yeah.
It was like torture, like falling back in the points. It's like an identity crisis, because I really believed in our ability to go out there and do what we set out to do. But it was also like this year was kind of a slow roll. Like we kind of saw the writing on the wall, and it slowly slipped away with Paris and then World Champs and then the end of last year. And, we had our chance this year, and we knew we could pull it off, but didn't quite get there. So it was like a slow burn. So the actual moment when we decided was actually more of a relief than anything.
That's what it felt like to me too, where when we sort of decided that we were going to stay home instead of going to China, and that we were going to just get healthy, get ready for Huntington. It just seemed like this huge weight was just lifted. It was like, oh, thank God you were thinking that too.
Yeah, no, for sure.
No one wanted to say it, but once someone said it, everyone was like, wait, you too?
Yeah. No, I've learned more. Like I said, it's been hard as ever, but I've learned more than ever. And there's something to be said about that. The fact that we got to the end and we're all like, thank God it's over kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I'm speaking in terms of where our goals are at and where our North Stars are at and what's driving our decisions and our actions. There's zero regret in terms of going for it and trying to take on that challenge. But next time, if I attempt it again, I think I'll definitely want to attempt it differently in terms of what's my real goal? Is Olympics the real goal, or is it more about how I want to be and, following my own values and actions and blah, blah, blah. That's what I'm realizing is all right, I think I did it wrong, because I wasn't enjoying the process of it as much as I would have liked to. And yes, it's a grind, but I don't want to get to the end of it and be like, wow, that sucked. And it was, I don't regret it because I love the challenge and blah, blah, blah. It was a worthy attempt. But I think I was doing it wrong. And at every quad, I have this this weirdness, that this piece that doesn't need to be there.
Yeah.
During the Olympic qualifying. And if I want to go for it again at some point, which right now I legitimately just why even decide that? There's so much more on the table now in my life with, my wife and my child, period. But also where my health's at. I'm getting an IV as we speak.
Right.
I have a nurse that needs to get my blood pressure, and I just sent her off. I got to think about this kind of stuff, longevity of life, health, and not just bang my head against the wall and do all this, be in this stressed out states. I have to do it for the right reasons and like learn from not just this quad, but the last two and go do it the right way. And so, yeah, everything's up in the air. It's like a whole new fresh start. And I think that's where it comes from, like that lightness that you're talking about. Like, I'd really believe that, like, people from the outside, especially you, probably just seeing a whole different Tri now that we've like let go of this. And I tried to let go of it the last like 2 tournaments too, right? Where it's just like, we need to take the pressure off this and play a little more joyfully and playful, which is like why I love the sport. I love doing it that way. So I need to do it differently, and I'm going to try to use this AVP season to, test that out. The new Tri, Cabo Tri.
The new Cabo Tri. So we started with Buddha Tri, and now we're getting Cabo Tri.
Now it's Cabo. Private jets only, baby.